up not long after I got there, I ended up having this encounter. Well, no, I ended up having what I now know to be natural deliverance. Okay. So much Jesus was going in. And all of a sudden, to me, it felt like I got connected to all of this rage. And I started screaming and yelling and cussing and throwing stuff. And now I know it was actually the demons leaving. Yeah. And after that happened, I literally, I've never experienced anything like it. I was spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically exhausted, like nothing left in me. And I passed out on my bed. And that is when Jesus became real for me, because Jesus walked in there and laid in that bed with me and started to play with my hair. And instead of telling me all the things I needed to fix, he said, I am so sorry for all the things that happened to you that made you not want to feel. And if you...
A pastor I really respected said some words and hurt me so bad. And one time I was laying on the floor. Actually, it was in this room. I'm laying on the floor. And in a vision, in an encounter with God, in a vision, Jesus picks me up and holds me so close that I can't see anything. And he holds me so close. And Jesus starts to weep. And he says, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I said, what are you talking about? Please forgive you. He said, when that pastor hurt you, it's as if I hurt you, because he's a member of my body. Please forgive me.
I don't know, did you know that Jesus was born again? I asked at first service, and he said no. But I will show you, it's in the Bible. Jesus was born again. He had to be. He became sin. In Hebrews 1, it says this, for to which of the angels did he ever say, you are my son, today I have begotten you? In Acts 13, he explains that. God has fulfilled this for us, their children, and that he said that he has raised up Jesus, as it is also written in the second Psalm, you are my son, today I have begotten you. And that he raised him from the dead, no more to return to corruption. He was born through Mary the first time, and through the resurrection the second time. He was born again.
Because how you view God is really a direct representation of how you do life, how you do ministry, how you do worship. And with my kids, I explain it like this, which I did not come up with this. The Lord my daughter said, Mom, are they all the same? God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit? And I was like, yes. And instantly I had this image. I saw an image of an apple, and how an apple had a skin around it, and then it had the flesh, and then it had the seeds. And I just said, baby, I said, it's like an apple. There's 3 parts that are very different, that do very different things, but it's all of the same apple. It's all the same. And so many people, when you worship, sometimes people worship God, sometimes people worship Jesus, sometimes people mention the Holy Spirit. Have you noticed that in different songs? There's just where are we going here? Who are we talking to? Who are we talking to here? So I visualize God partially as Aslan from Narnia. Have you seen the new movies that they redid the Chronicles of Narnia? Oh, I just cried. That first Narnia, when the lion walks with the little girl. Woo! See ya later. And I really view God as that, the lion, and he's authoritative, and he's courageous, and he stands, and he is not moved by anything, and he's so tender, and he's so kind, and he's such a dad, and he's just warm, but you don't mess with him. He is not playing around, but he would defend and protect and keep me close to his heart because I'm his. I could talk for days. See ya. So that's partially how I view him. And then I view Jesus as just, have you seen The Passion of the Christ? Oh, I sobbed through that movie. And there's one portion of The Passion of the Christ where Jesus is playing around with his mom, and he's like a teenager, and he splashes her with water. Have you seen that scene? And just something in that, I'll tell you, have you ever been, in your mind's eye, you've just been taken somewhere else with the Lord, and you've done something, you weren't in the room, you were doing something else with Jesus? I've walked many of beaches talking to Jesus. And I view him as this kind man who's just such a great friend, who talks to me about anything and everything. And he's so faithful. And he's such a good friend that he gave everything for me because he knew what I needed. And then I view the Holy Spirit, who is just, gosh, you don't want to have favorites, but, you know, this will kind of probably offend you, but oh well.
And the Holy Spirit to me is like the genie from Aladdin.
I view the Holy Spirit like the genie from Aladdin. And he's blue. Unplanned, perfect. And he's funny. And he's sneaky. And he's courageous, and he's everywhere. And he's wonderful.
That's who he is to me. And he's funny. He's sneaky. He's silly. He's wonderful. And I view him like the genie from Aladdin. I don't know where in my life that just kind of like came up. Maybe when I was like 10, I don't know, but because he's there, you know? And he's the helper, and he's just always supportive and comforting, and he's just fun.
And he's blue.
Ah, okay, hold on. Good point, good color.
I had this vision of worship one time. And this is nowhere in the Bible, I don't think, but I saw it, so I'm just going to tell you.
The Lord showed me this picture. I don't know where this is scripturally, but it's a picture that the Lord showed me. So
we'll take it.
Yeah.
The whole lot of stuff's not in the Bible. Have you ever noticed that? You're like, where is this in the Bible? But I saw this vision one time, and I saw us worshiping, and our worship shot up to heaven.
And all in one fluid motion, the Lord absorbed our praises, and he even more so became what we declared him as.
But in the same motion, he held a mirror like under his armpit.
But he had this reflector, and as our praise would just shoot up to him, this reflector would say, "You're beautiful, you're amazing, you're kind, you're wonderful." In one fluid motion, it would hit this reflector and shoot back to us, and the Lord would say, "So are you. That's who you are."
Our praise rose up, and it shot into this reflector, and it shot back down to us, and he said, "You are." So we would, as we were worshiping, we would say, "You're wonderful, Lord," and he'd hold this reflector, and he'd say, "You are." So in one fluid moment, it would say, "Yes, he is, and so are you."
Always be